So here are some strengths I feel like every man should be developing right now. Because unlike the old days, there are a lot of modern and different ways to be strong in this world right now. So let's jump in. First is you have to really start developing your ability as a fixer. Yeah, you see in the movies where they have a problem and then they bring in this guy to kind of fix things. Yes, we're talking about fixing, but not quite like that. But it is similar in that this is your ability to fix and eliminate problems. If you think about it, this might potentially be the most important trait, especially for your career. Because your job is pretty much a problem that people are hiring you to solve. Your entire job is pretty much a problem. The better you get at it, the more you'll earn, and the more you can demand to get paid. But how do you learn this? Being a fixer is really more than just knowledge. It's a skill to be developed. And you really get better at this by actively thinking about how you can solve the small problems in your life. Literally, the more problems you solve, the better you get at it. It's almost like a mental muscle. And you can start with small things in your life, like how can I eat healthier when my family really loves soda? Or how do I create something that's really effective for my monthly budget planning? Practice on trying to find solutions through Google, YouTube, on how to critically solve these types of problems and not creating more problems for other people. If you're looking to become a man that knows their way around the world, hit that subscribe button. This next strength is of course the physical strength. And this is more obvious because like us on like primal level, if we're bigger, stronger, then we're more likely to survive. But nowadays it has really just becoming looking good and attractive. And then some people will even go to the extent of taking steroids to get their body absolutely ripped. I don't recommend it because it's going to probably mess up your body later on. But cleaning yourself up and becoming more attractive is also a strength, I guess. But however, I only consider this as a strength because I feel like it displays a lot of the unspoken traits that you may have. Like for instance, understanding hygiene, fashion, how to have a healthy body and working out. You can't really have a healthy body without knowing some components of these things. And not to mention, if you look good, feel good, it does a lot more for your confidence as well. But personally, I still feel like this is more like a secondary strength to develop compared to everything else. Because if you look amazing, but you have nothing up here, like people get tired of you really quickly. This next strength is character. And you might be thinking why I actually consider this a strength. And there's a good reason. This is because this is how we choose who to trust. If you look at someone and that person is always on time, you're actually subconsciously trusting that person's character to be on time. And if you like making dumb jokes, same thing. You'll be known as the dumb joke guy. And this is a strength because your character eventually becomes your reputation. If you have a reputation to be a high performer in your job, it'll be that much easier to get promoted. And if you're doing things way too selfishly and only do what benefits you, don't be surprised later on if you get no help. Never trade your own character for short-term attention because it's never worth it. The next strength you should be developing is people skills. This is really important because you can be strong by yourself, but none of us can defeat a whole entire army. And people skills includes a lot of things like leadership skills, negotiation, communication. And this can help you land better job positions from your networking with different friends, also how to negotiate a salary, also how to find better quality social circles. This is why learning to work with people becomes a huge advantage in your life. It never really hurts to have a strong network of people. This next one is your ability to stay really grounded and not panic over every small thing. I really consider this a strength because nothing is more powerful than a man that isn't afraid of fear or failure. Like, just imagine how much you can do as a person if you weren't so anxious and afraid of everything. Your confidence will be through the roof and nothing that anyone says will actually bother you. That's honestly pretty nuts. But on the other hand, if you wake up and your emotions are all over the place, anxious, afraid, depressed, like how are you actually supposed to get anything done? Much less becoming an actual man. This is why I feel like learning how to feel and manage yourself as a person is such a huge strength because learning to be consistent allows for you to consistently progress through your life. This next strength is humor. Humor is a very powerful strength because I feel like it kind of passively communicates that you have good communication skills. You can also go and build relationships with strangers very quickly. And then you seem smart, fun, witty, there's so much to gain from it. But the single biggest problem I feel like with humor is that people lose a sense of balance. If you're so desperate to make people laugh, even if you are a funny person, you're still just a clown. If you have no humor at all, you become this very unapproachable person. So what you actually want to do is learn to add humor to your personality in a way that doesn't seem too forced. But this is also just my opinion. I feel like humor only has a place as a secondary trait. This means that you should definitely have something else going for you. Because if you're just known as the funny guy that can't do much of anything else, that's really a tragedy, unless you are a comedian. This last trait to develop is what I so-called the unique extreme. So think about this. If you want to become a strong person, in a way you have to stand out from the rest. If you're strong, but just as strong as everyone else, then you're just average. If you learn how to play piano, but everyone else also know how to do it, there's nothing special about that. So you have to really lean in and find a skill set that's really unique towards you. You have to really find and develop something that you are better than everyone else at. This way, there's actually something special and unique about you, and people actually remember who you are. And if you don't think that you have anything special to develop, one thing that you do have is time. Because no one has time to develop all different skills and hobbies. So if you just pick one that you really like and focus on it, given time you'll eventually become a little more than average. And this can literally be anything. Football, powerlifting, chess, machine learning. However, on the other hand, if you don't develop something unique, you'll just blend straight into the background. And this is why at work you don't stand out and you're not the first person to be considered for promotions, or you don't stand out in your social circles. So let me know, what kind of strength do you feel like our society needs the most? And I will see you guys in my next video.